Hello and welcome to the support video that will talk you through the Archery GB Club Management System, or CMS for short. Today, myself, Helen Smedley, the RDO in the Midlands area, and also Vic Williams, Development Officer for Wales, will be presenting to you a simple overview of how to add your Start Archery Week events details onto the CMS system and give you a brief overview of using the club management system.
So the CMS, what is it? It's been created for our clubs to use as a tool to help relieve the admin burden of running a club. It's free to use for all clubs. It will provide clubs with a simple to use template for a website. Some of our clubs don't have websites, some do. So this is an option really for those that don't, to be able to use this template to get themselves a better online presence. It's part of our digital first strategy. One of the pillars of our Archery GB strategy for the next few years is to become more digitally accessible. As I've said, it reduces the admin on our volunteers and creates better ways for people to get involved with running their club. And again, the online presence is something that we all are keen to enhance, so that people can find us a little bit easier and we're able to raise the profile of archery a little bit better. The CMS, it can be personalised to our clubs. It can be it can be used as your club wants to use it, basically. It can be part of your existing website, or it can be completely separate and you continue using your own club website as you have been. It's there to promote your activities, particularly your beginner activities and your have-a-goes, your taster sessions. And we're leading into Start Archery Week, as Helen has said, so it's going to be really useful to be able to use it for that. It links to the Open Active initiative, so it's a very good way of ensuring that your archery activities are available online for people to see and for people to be able to get in touch with you for. There's the option of taking payments through CMS. That's there for clubs to use if you'd like to. It's not something you necessarily have to do, but it's there as an option. And it's going to be able to provide you with a little bit more insight into how people interact with your club, where they are, what they would like to do, etc. So Open Active, as we've mentioned, is a way of making sure that your activities, your club activities, are accessible and available online for people to see and get involved with. Currently, our Start Archery Week Find an Experience Finder is available on our Start Archery website. That's populated at the moment when you register your beginners courses, etc. In future, we're going to be linking this with the CMS program, the CMS option. So when you register a beginners course, it will be via the CMS, and that data that you provide will come up on our Experience Finder on the Start Archery website. And through Open Active, it will be available to a much wider audience than currently.
So who can access the CMS for each club? At present, each club profile does have options for a few different people, usually from your club committee, to have different roles within your club. You need to work out who needs each role. Anyone with an admin type role with the word admin in it will be able to access the CMS. So if there is someone currently who you'd like to be the main administrator of your CMS page, but doesn't have an admin role listed, your club super admin can add that for them and they'll be able to access it. When you're viewing the club record on the left-hand side, you can just click access AGB CMS if you have one of these roles, and you'll then be able to switch across into the CMS. When you first log into the CMS, the very first time only, you will need to set up the domain name for the mini website that it's going to create for you. So you will just probably enter your club name or something that affiliates you to your club, it identifies you. The rest of the domain name will be generated by the CMS, and you'll be able to then move on to setting up your home landing page. To help you do that, we are going to watch a short support video now. It does go quite fast, so you can watch this back at your leisure, pause it, rewind as you need. And it also covers some elements that are optional that you may not choose to do. Don't be alarmed by those. You may need to come back to those later if you want to add them on. At the moment, the important parts to remember are to set up your homepage with just the correct information about your club, point to your existing website if you have one for all other the information about your club, and have a picture on there. After you've done your homepage, the important part would be to go on to do bookings, which we're going to look at next. So we will watch the support video together now, and there's just a short delay before it will start playing.
Within this short video, we're going to take you through the process of creating your club website using the Archery GB club management system. The first step is to log into the Archery GB membership platform by simply entering your email address, your password, and clicking sign in. When presented with the pop-up, make sure you select your Archery club account. And then on the left-hand side within the menu, select the Access AGB CMS. This will take you through to the club management system. You'll simply just have to go through a few steps, select the relevant buttons, and that will drop you into the landing page here. Now, there's a couple of ways that you can access the website builder. You can click the start button here, or you can go into the menu, scroll down to the website section, and click the setup option. If you're creating your website for the first time, you just need to go through this form and complete the fields with the red asterisks. But there are a variety of different things you can include within here, from social media channels through to your contact information. And down at the bottom, we've got the ability to set when this website is going to go live to the public. Simply click the calendar icon and select the date that you want it to go live. Whenever making changes, make sure you click the save button to administer those to your website. If we scroll back up to the top, the next tab we've got here is the ability to upload images to your website. That includes your club logo and also any header images you want to use across the website. You can either drag and drop in as instructed here, or you can click in the space here and it'll take you through the process of uploading photos that can be used within your website. Again, whenever you're making any changes, hit the save button. The final tab at the top here, the homepage section, allows you to create the layout of your homepage for your website. It's as simple as dragging and dropping different elements into here and clicking the edit button and completing the form which is presented. Getting the right layout for your homepage is a bit of trial and error, so dragging elements, editing them, and then also using the preview button in the top right here to see what your website will look like once it's launched. You'll notice down here as well, we've got a membership section, which essentially allows people who are visiting your website to go through and purchase a membership to your archery club. This can be dropped in once you've created your membership types within the membership section here. Remember to go through that process first before adding anything to your website, because if you don't have anything in the membership section, there won't be anything on your website to encourage people to come and register with you. Similarly, with the option below, bookings, it's important that you get all your bookings in here before you launch your website. because the website will include all of your have a go sessions, your taster sessions, or any sort of club related activities that you want people to register for through the website. There are additional videos which take you through both of these sections and getting those set up, so you can get people coming through your website and engaging with the various different things that you've got going on. While we're in the menu here as well, what we're going to do is click the drop down here again, and you can see there's a couple of other options available with the website builder. We've got a pages section, which essentially allows you to create brand new pages. Simply click the add button, give it a title, click create, and this takes you through the process of creating a new page on your website. Again, you can go through, complete all the details that are required, follow the tabs along the top to upload images and add in content, and then whenever you're done, click the save button to update your website. If you ever need to delete any pages, you've got the three dots to the right hand side of the save button there, and you can simply click delete. Click yes, I'm sure, and then that will make sure that page is deleted and no longer available. You've also got the ability to add in news articles as well. So if we go to the news section here, you'll see that I've already created a few. Click the add new button like before, give it a title, click create, and you can go through the form like you did for the new page, add in images, add in body content, click save. Again, you've got the ability to delete any articles that you don't want to include on your website as well. Once you've gone through the process of initially setting up your website, creating a home page, doing your memberships, your bookings, your news articles, your new pages, the website can look a little bit something like this. So this is one that we created by using the club system, and you'll see it features all of those different areas that we've just been through in terms of introduction to the club, have a go sessions, memberships, etc. These all now link to the different areas that we've configured within the club management system, and people can come along, engage with your website, engage with your activities, and start to utilize this website, which is also mobile first and mobile friendly. If you ever need any assistance when creating your website, if you scroll down to the bottom of the menu here, there's a support section whereby you can submit a ticket and request some help with whatever area it is you might find challenging or unable to use.
Okay, so as the video talked us through there, really what you need to aim at is just a basic setup of your homepage. So it showed us filling the fields of basic details. You can enter whichever details you want for the club, including your social contacts and website address in the bottom section that's just off screen. We're going to go to on the next slide. Just add at least one image in the images section and check that you're happy with the homepage layout. Once you have your bookings added, just make sure that that section is added onto your website so people can click it and click straight across into booking into one of your events, or at least finding out about one of your events if you don't want them to book and pay there and then online. This is the bottom of that same page. As you can see, just mentioned the social media boxes, and the address box here is where you would link to your existing website so people can go and find out the full details about your club that you are most likely to have on your regular website. As soon as you've got your page populated, just remember to make sure that you set your page to go live using this public access box at the bottom. Most of the traffic to your website is going to go to your regular website, not to your CMS domain, as people won't know that address. So your CMS domain name, your web page can go live as soon as you've got it populated, and you can keep coming back to it and making changes. Just remember to click that save button at the bottom of the page when you've made any changes. So they're the three things to focus on right now. To do the green arrows on the right hand side, enter your basic details, at least one image, check your website homepage is as you want it, to then start to begin populating your beginner activities sessions, which we're going to talk through next, and set a date and go live on your website. That is what you need to focus on right now. Later on, you can come back then and add additional things, starting with registering a Start Archery Week event if your club wishes to run one this year from the 6th to the 14th of May. But you could consider building in other areas, as you just saw on the webinar, maybe a news page, maybe an extra page, and maybe even running your memberships through it. These are all optional, and you can explore these at your leisure. So next we're going to focus on how do you enter bookings, because that's the part you will need to know when you want to register in advance your have-a-goes, beginners courses or taster days, so that they are covered by your club to run those. And if you want, you can choose for them to be publicly searchable. That's the part that links to Open Active. When we go through this video next, you will see a box at the top right corner that says it links it to public. It makes it a public event. All Start Archery Week events will need to be selected. That button will need to be selected, please. So again, there is a short delay in watching this video, but this is how you would enter a booking.
In this short video, we're going to take you through the process of creating events and bookings for activities within the Archery GB club management system. The first step is to log into the Archery GB membership platform by entering your email address and your password and clicking sign in. When prompted, select your club and then select the Access AGB CMS option on the left hand side. This will take you into the club management system, and to access the bookings area, simply click the menu in the top left, go down to the bookings option and click there. Now this is where you can manage all the activities which you can get people to book onto through the club management system. As you can see, I've already created a have a go session here, and these can be edited by simply clicking on the pencil icon on the right hand side. To create a new booking, we're going to click the Add New button. We're going to give it a name. We're going to select where it's taking place. Make sure you've got your venues up to date when you're selecting here. And then we can select a category from the list that's presented. Once we've done that, we'll click Create. And it'll take me into the form whereby I can put all the specific detail around my particular activity. So within here, we can enter a summary for my activity. We can change the category. We can select a staff member, which is going to deliver the activity. We can put in restrictions in terms of gender, age, and then we can also have a URL to a web page which describes a little bit more about these courses. So if you've got a specific web page which talks about this particular activity and you want to send people there, drop it in here, and that will include it within the description, which is used on the website, and also importantly through Open Active. So this option here will essentially allow you to publicly share information with the Open Active initiatives and programs, which essentially will give you access to a wider market through their marketing, their activity finders, and anything else that Open Active are doing as part of national initiatives and programs. It's important to select this if you want to share with Open Active, and then from the drop down, find Archery and make sure that is checked within the box there. This will ensure that the integration with Open Active works as it should do and pulls through all of this information which you're going to specify as part of this activity when setting it up within the club management system. Down at the bottom here, you'll see we've got a couple of options for levels in terms of competency. So you can select who it's for. You can also say if it supports any particular disabilities or not as well, simply by clicking the Add button and then selecting an option and clicking Save. Now the next step is to specify the duration. So I'm going to put 60 minutes in there, how many places are available, whether it's an offline activity, whether it's a mixed in terms of online and offline, or whether it's online only. This is an in-person course, so we're going to select offline. And then we've got things like instructions which can be provided to both the attendees for where they're going to meet, and also any other information that you think that they need to know as part of booking onto this particular activity. Down at the bottom, we've then got the pricing. So the allow usage option here allows members to essentially book onto this course as part of their membership allocation. As part of the membership setup, you can have an allocation to bookings and booking on activities, which is part of that membership cost. So by checking that, it allows members to use any bookings that they have as part of their membership with this particular activity. We've got general cost to general public, and we've got a members cost, which you can either do as a sort of slightly discounted rate or whatever rate you sort of see fit. It's going to be the same for both with this particular activity. And you'll see there's a members only option down at the right hand side here as well. This essentially allows you to have a sort of closed event which only members can register for. And we can even go a little bit further in terms of specifying particular membership types which have access to this particular activity. Again, you can put in the membership type and you can put in the cost there. You click save and that'll add that to the event itself. Once you've done that, make sure you click save to administer any changes that you put within this form here. And then if we scroll back up to the top, you'll see we've got a couple of other options in terms of how we schedule this particular activity. From here, we can create a schedule to say, essentially, this is going to run every Saturday and Sunday from a particular date until a particular date. Let's do from this Saturday until the 1st of January next year. It's going to be at 11 o'clock every morning. It's going to be 60 minutes long, and it's going to take place on Saturday and Sunday. By selecting those options and clicking create, that'll create the schedule here. It will also update your calendar. So all of those instances of that particular activity will update within there. And it will also show on your website as well within the sessions and schedule section. You'll see we can add multiple schedules as well. So if you're planning way ahead, you can start to create multiple. You can also create variants of schedules as well by clicking the add button and going through that same process. The final tab then allows me to drop in an image which can be used on the website as well to accompany this particular activity. So it's a drag and drop, or you can click on there and upload an image. It's as simple as that. And once you've clicked save, that will update all of those details. And if it's going on sale already, it will display within the website, which you can view by clicking the icon there. And if we go into sessions, you can see my taster courses are now starting to appear as part of my schedule on my website. And people can simply go through, click the book button there and go through the registration process. It's as simple as that.
Once you've set up your bookings, you should see a summary page a little bit like this. This is just a test site that we're showing here now of we've set up a have a go. On the drop downs you saw in the video, there were some options that you can choose from, and that's because they had been already entered in, they'd been typed into the box. So when you're setting up, say for example, you're registering your Start Archery Week event, just type in there have a go or taster, depending on what style of event you are running. Please check our code of practice event document to understand the difference between the two. Have a go's targets on the floor, very short distance. Quite often people don't collect their own arrows, just shoot 6 arrows and leave. Tasters have to be run at a range that's registered, so usually at your club. Targets at regular height, can be a bit longer, and you can teach people a little bit more usually in the time available about archery. But just type in their taster session or have a go. The next time you come back, you'll see that it is there then in the drop down menu, so that you don't have to type it in again and again. And over time, that drop down menu will be populated with all the different event types you have added. Okay, so specifically then thinking about Start Archery Week, so that's coming up soon. Just a reminder then, do tick the public event box and choose archery to make sure that you've got that link to Open Active. For this one event a year, where we want as many people to come along to events as possible, we want them all to be showing through Open Active. If you want people to do those pre-bookings, you just add that into the event detail. Please email and then put your club email address in there to make to book a slot if you want people to make a pre-booking. But we are asking clubs this year to register your events as a public event before the 14th of March, if they can, to be entered into a prize draw to win a whole bundle of Start Archery promotional goodies worth over £125. So do make sure you're into that prize draw if you can register now. And the latest to make sure your events are registered by is the 24th of April, to make sure that you get the £50 merchandise code with free postage. So do make sure that your events are all registered as early as possible and well before the 24th of April if you possibly can. As I say, you can stipulate your events are pre-booking only if you'd like to. You can add a payment. Usually with Start Archery Week events, they're usually free events. We do encourage clubs to make sure they are free or as low cost as possible. So we probably wouldn't expect you to add payment to this one. And even if you do ask people to pre-book, we'd still encourage you to, if you can, make sure that you can accommodate the odd drop-in person, as there may well be people that didn't know they had to book that could turn up. If you can accommodate the odd one or two, that would be great. If you do opt to take payments, you would have to set up the Stripe online payment section so that the money that people pay goes directly into your bank account. So you'll see in the CMS there is a payment option there. If you are running payments through the system, just a reminder, all online payment systems take a transaction fee and they take a percentage. Through this system, it is 7.2% plus a 20p cost per transaction. So if you're wanting to bring in a certain amount of fees, make sure you build those transaction fees in on top when you advertise the price. And in future, when you have a bit more time possibly and you've gotten used to the basics of the CMS, you may wish to explore the different areas that have been mentioned today, such as memberships, if you want to, programs, which will allow coaches, for example, to set skills and drills for an archer they're working with, or news, or extra pages to your CMS. But these are all optional and things that you may come back to in future or may never use, and that's absolutely fine. So that is the overview that we wanted to run through today. Just a reminder that the development officers all around the country are available to ask your questions to, and also to book onto a support webinar if there are some running in your area, if you want to kind of go through step by step how to use the CMS, or to just book a time one-to-one with your local development officer. Thanks very much for listening. And we hope that there'll be many Start Archery Week events registered soon.